up since 8 a.m. If you're new to my channel, usually it's more upbeat. It is a keto journey on my daily vlog where I show my cat Honey a lot. And I've lost 211 pounds on keto journey. And I'm up right now. And we'll talk about that later. Right now it's hard to focus. Like I said, been up since 8. So my weigh-in you're about to see and all the macros are all there. But the weigh-in is 4 hours earlier than normal. I'm going to show you all that. And I'm going to show you a clip because I just can't explain it on cam or I'm going to bawl again. So I did it a different way. Also, I was at the eye doctor for hours with my daughter and had to get her some new glasses. And then came home. And the clip you're going to see will explain what has happened today and why it is almost 4. I've only had one collagen coffee at 8 a.m. No water, no food yet. And I am starving, but I spent hours in the parking lot because they don't let you go into the vet. Let me show you. Okay, Wednesday's macros, which was yesterday, only 83 protein, not so great, 55 fat, 864 calories, 10 total carbs, 3 net carbs. My sleep was 5 hours and 38 minutes. Yesterday, I hit my steps, 10,175 steps. My weigh-in, which was 4 hours before time, was 166.2. It actually went down during the day. Honey, have you had a really rough day? We've had a bad day. We've been in the vet and got some really bad news today. My baby, he's a little mad at me that I took him. He's had some shots and all kind of stuff. I'm going to talk about this off cam so that I don't cry all over it. He's been diagnosed with feline leukemia, and he's been sick 8 days already, come to find out, and if he makes it another week or 2, he should be okay for the next, hopefully, 2 or 3 years, but they never live longer than that, I've been told. And he also had an ear infection and a fever, and we were at the vet for a long time, and maxed out Mommy's credit card, but I thought he had the worm. But he's gonna be okay, right, baby? You're gonna pull through. My weight did go down even though I weighed in 4 hours earlier. My steps were almost perfect yesterday. All my macros are fine, except I wish the protein was higher. I'm not gonna sit here and talk about the honey thing. That's all I could do with that video. Or I'm gonna start bawling again. It's feline leukemia, which I didn't even know anything about. They're outdoor cats who he decided to be our friends. The rest of the cats are all wild and we just feed them like you do rabbits and stuff. But him, he's under a year old and I wanted to take him to the vet soon to go get rabies shots and all kind of stuff, but I was always worried he'd scratch me to death because you get near a car, he loses his crap. He didn't fight today. He was having trouble standing and walking. Now I can tell you though, in that video, he is doing much better because they gave him, he has an ear infection. They treated him for ear mites, gave me some meds for that and washes. They gave him a little treatment for ticks, fleas, mites, all that kind of stuff. He had all the kind of blood work, x-rays, everything, and that's how they discover it because I thought it was a bolt fly issue that killed the other cat last summer, and I thought it was something like that again. A bot fly, there we go. But it wasn't. Turned out to be the feline leukemia. He also has a heart murmur. And they said, we will see in the next 2 weeks if he makes it through this. I am praying that his episode of the last 8 days of barely moving, being in pain, and I hope it's just from the fever and like ear infection. I am praying that's what it's from and it's not the leukemia, because he could live with years with it. But sometimes when they become really sick, not movable and stuff, they go downhill within 2 weeks really badly. And I'm praying that he's just sick. He looks great right now after all those shots. He's doing good. He was terrified in the car. He was an angel for them. He walked on a leash, and I was like, what? Like, they got him on a leash. They did a lot of care for him, and I'm just praying, and everyone can pray too, please, that he's going to be fine, because this is the second cat my daughter has gotten attached to, and they can't come inside the house because she is allergic. My family is allergic, and they're wild. They just have cats that run this whole entire neighborhood and have more cats, and there's so many cats in this neighborhood, like hundreds. We're the only house that has about 10 that stick around. Outside, everyone owns 11 plus acres, some like 100 acres, and they just got tons of cats. So, and people just feed them and take care of them, but they normally don't let you near them. But Honey did. But he came around like when he was already 4 months old, so I didn't know about getting him the shots. But he could have been born with it, because the father, now that I know what to look for, the father who's been around here for a few years, Big Socks, he has all the symptoms of it, of living long term with it. So it could have just been genetic. If Honey had just gotten it, he would have got it from urine or something from one of the other cats. It might explain why baby Kitty, who is also Socks' daughter, why her kittens don't normally survive, because if she's got it, the baby kittens normally don't survive, they're saying, a lot of times, and it was just this big circle. So, but there's a chance that he's going to pull through and be just fine for a long time. So please, if you believe in God, he could use your prayers. I usually don't pray for things for myself, but I was praying all night. I could not sleep. He's so adorable, and my daughter, like, she cannot. Okay, what I was trying to say is my daughter cannot deal with losing anything else because of COVID and her severe underlying condition. She has been trapped in this house since before March because she got sick in January. They said she had the flu in January, and they went through 6 weeks of antibiotics around the clock, and she was still sick in February. And she only went to school a couple of days in February, none in January. And then in March, the school shut down. And then she's lost all her friends, basically. She's lost everything. She had Callie, and Callie died last year from the stupid little botworm thing that we had never heard of. There's all these weird things that we've had cats here for 20-something years, and generations of them, and they live a very long time, and we've never dealt with feline leukemia. We've never dealt with having those little wolfworms, flat bot flies. They have a million names for them, kind of find out, depending on where you live, they have different names. We never had to deal with that, but this last year has been the weirdest, craziest, saddest thing. And so she doesn't have school, it's all virtual. Her grades suck. She can't concentrate. I'm pretty sure she has ADHD like I do. I don't take meds for it. When I was a kid, they just didn't diagnose me with it. They diagnosed me with a bunch of other stuff, but I'm definitely diagnosed as an adult, plus my anxiety and all the other crap. But her, she has every symptom of it. And she's basically trapped at home right now because of this thing, that V word, and she can't lose another animal, she said. She just can't deal with it. So I'm really worried about her. Yeah, I maxed out my credit card. I couldn't help it. I needed to know what was wrong with him, because if it was the bot fly, we would have caught it in time, and he would have been fine and could be saved. So I already knew that was going to be over $500 to catch it and save him. And after they did all the tests, that's when they came back. And then there was treatments because of the ear infection, because of the mites, other treatments, meds, pain meds. The pain meds were expensive. The antibiotic shot was expensive because he's running a little fever. So it was very, very high, way higher than $500. I won't get into how high, but yeah, was not prepared for that, but it was worth it to know that we've done everything we can, that right now he's not suffering because the pain meds were very expensive, but I don't care. He's not suffering. He's walking okay right now. He's laying out there wanting to be petted and stuff. He's a better kitty right now because the pain was so bad. So they gave him 3 days supply plus the shot. I start giving him it tomorrow. And if he makes it the 2 weeks, then we go back in and I spend more money to get him the cat flu vaccine and the other ones, because with him having feline leukemia, you don't want him to get the other viruses, or rabies since we hold him and stuff, the other viruses he could get during different times of the year that normal cats would pull through with no problem, but with him it becomes a tricky situation. I've never taken an animal to a vet before. I never can afford it. Always like, well, I need that money for my daughter. Like, my daughter really wanted glasses today, and we had to go with the ones the insurance does, even though she doesn't like them, because I was already paying a lot that the insurance doesn't cover. And then the kitty thing. I know, totally not keto, but see, this thing I'm talking about affects my emotion, my cortisol levels, everything, which can affect the scale. It's also why I haven't eaten. It's also why I'm on my 2nd collagen coffee right now, and normally I would be on my 3rd by now. Hold on. I'm gonna let the butter melt. So I pour my coffee in very slowly because at the bottom is all the soft, because I use soft. It's my sweetener, which is sweet and low because that's what I like. And my collagen and my half a tablespoon of butter. And I just pour a tiny bit of coffee in, and I want to get it all mixed up. I changed the subject on purpose because I was about to cry again. But everything can affect the scale. I've taken an ibuprofen, can affect the scale, stress, sleep, emotional distress, everything. So I put about, I don't know if you can see it, about 1 inch or 2. And then, let me show you. Because I like my mixed all the way. I hate drinking something that isn't mixed. I slowly pour it and I keep mixing. And I raise the mixer higher and higher as the coffee goes. Because this girl cannot stand to take a drink and it not be mixed evenly throughout the whole thing. Some people use blenders. Like, I was going to use my Magic Bullet a couple years ago when I started making these kind of coffees, until I watched that they blow up like a bullet if you put hot drinks in it, and if you go over a certain amount of seconds, and it literally warns you about that, but I guess a lot of people don't pay attention to the warnings. So now I'll just shake tons of cinnamon in here, and then cinnamon helps lower blood sugar. There's no sugar in it. And then I use 1 pack of Trivia and sprinkle on the top. It's closer to sugar. Put my little lid on, which has cinnamon from earlier, so let me go wash it off. So keto wise, I don't have much to say right now because I'm really stressed. I'm gonna go ahead and show you right now so that I don't have to make a second video. Hold on, let me grab it. So yesterday I had the taco salad, I may need one for today. Let me open it. So my macros today will be identical as yesterday's. Of course the sour cream is stuck, but this is what it looks like. And I don't mind my meat being cold. It doesn't bother me at all. So I'm going to scrape that sour cream off and I'm going to eat it soon. I'm about to go take my blood pressure, see what it is, because I am 5 hours behind taking my blood pressure meds just to see how my heart is doing, because we're trying to lower the meds to 0 so I can get off of them. This has been a rough month. Like, I swear, the last month has been insane. One thing after the next. It's the year of, I finally got my stimulus checks, but everything started breaking, so I needed to use them to repair stuff. like the French drain that I had to have because the yard keeps flooding, and it has for 5 years, and it's starting to mess with my foundation. That was over $2,000, and we did that ourselves. But it was a fortune because it had to be over 120 feet, no, 160 feet, because it had to go downhill and drain out. And then I needed a new fridge, and my stove's broken, and this, the AC. Oh my gosh, now my poor kitty. Like, it's been a landslide, and I know it's not just me. I know it's tons of y'all, so I feel you. This has been a landslide year, literally. Like, it's been insane since last year. Oh, I'm getting a phone call. Okay, I put my food back in the fridge. I still haven't eaten it. I'm just starting to drink the collagen coffee. My blood pressure was pretty decent, and I still haven't taken the med yet. It was 112 over 70 something. After the stressful day I had, plus barely any sleep, I think that's a pretty good number. Honey is over on the ground asleep. I did talk to him to make sure he was okay. Baby kitty is right here eating. She is scared of people, but she is trying to learn that she can come eat up here with me. Baby kitty. She normally answers to her name. But this is Honey's baby mama and sister from the first litter that my other cat had. Grandma had. Midnight. So yeah. It's been one of those days.